Morning, welcome to my kitchen where I'm going to show you how to make cacao. So for those of you who've not seen beautiful cacao, this is what it looks like in its natural state. Look at those beautiful swirls. So we start with chopping a bit off. And then I usually use a wooden chopping board, but whatever chopping board suits you, and a sharp knife. We just connect with the spirit of the plant and just begin with your intentions, your prayers. And as we chop, we're actually going to intention is everything. So we're going to be singing our prayers into the cacao as we chop. Cacaocita la medicina, cacaocita la di. Cura, cura, cuerpecito, cura, cura la di. Limpia, limpia, espiritito, limpia, limpia la di. And at this point, you can maybe sing in your own icaros, just intuitively, allowing, your personal icaro to come. You might want to call in the power of the directions. So as I chop the cacao, I call in the spirit of hummingbird. Teach us to fly lightly, to always take the nectar from our experiences, the goodness from any difficulty. So we keep chopping until we have the required amount of cacao that suits your body. So we're all really different. When I began with cacao, I started with really low dose and have gradually built up. So for a daily dose, the recommended is anything between 10 grams and 15 grams. So just play around with it. You may need less, you may need more. I find it's best to have it first thing in the early part of the day because it does really lift you. It gives you energy and you don't want to be too lively at bedtime. So I'm just going to weigh this now, see how we go. So it's chopped up really quite small now. So by the time I've chopped it, this is what it looks like. So there are some slightly bigger bits. Some of it goes quite dusty. So yeah, it's fine to have some big bits in there. They do melt. Okay, so once you've done that, and if it's a ceremonial dose for a beginner, I wouldn't go any higher than 16 grams initially, but you can go up to 40 to even 50 grams. Again, dependent on your body and how you react to cacao. Always being careful if you have heart problems to take a lower dose, and if you're on antidepressants, particularly the old kind, to stay with a lower dose. So in a pan, we now heat, and we always use, you can actually just use hot water. I use almond milk. You can use coconut milk. You can use oat milk. Just whichever plant milk suits you. Oh, my alarm's going off telling me to get up. I'll just go and do that. Okay, so I've now got the milk warming up. You don't want to reach boiling point because we don't want to overheat the cacao. That can reduce the goodness of it. So we just get it I sort of watch when it just starts slightly steaming, but it's not bubbling. And while we do that, I'll just remind you that throughout the whole process, we're thanking the medicine, we're thanking the original peoples, the Mayans, the tribes and communities who've kept the spirit of cacao alive. And we're just really tuning into what I find cacao does is it supports us to really feel into our planet, our connection with our planet, what we need to do to care for our planet and for each other and for ourselves. So for me, this has become a real meditation, a self-care practice that means that I can then go out and care from a place of fullness, from a place of, feeling really that I've got so much to give because I'm nurturing and nourishing myself first. So now the milk is up to temperature. I don't know whether you can see it, slightly steaming, with awareness. Just pop your cacao into the pan. And this, you don't obviously have to have this. This is a beautiful, I can't remember the name of it. If anyone can, pop it in the comments. Gifted by Claire. So we use this. I don't know how to show you this really. I need to probably move the camera a bit so you can see the pan. There we go. So yeah, we use this just to mix the cacao in. Cacaocita la medicina, cacaocita la di. Cura, cura, cuerpecito, cura, cura, la di. And today, for the last few months, I've been working with the spirit of San Pedro, the beautiful cactus. So I'm just gonna sing the Icaro of Huachuma, San Pedro, into the medicine. Dai 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 da da dai 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 da da dai 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 da 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 dai 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 da 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 dai dai. So when it's all beautifully mixed in, I feel it's always nice to have a special cup for your cacao. What I forgot to mention is that, this, you may be really happy with this. You can add maple syrup as a sweetener. Sometimes I add rose water, which is a lovely self-love. Really supports the heart chakra. And I sometimes add wild orange, doTERRA wild orange, which is another mood lifter like the cacao. So connecting with the spirit of the cacao, holding her close to your chest. Just receiving the beautiful fragrance of her. And we always say a prayer. So this is from Lynette Allen's book. To the elders, the wise ones, the ones who knew, to the ancestors, to the men and women who sought refuge in holy communion with cacao, to the ones who believed and trusted and called in the spirits, we thank you. To the Mayans, to the ancient tribes and communities, to the ones who kept the spirit of cacao alive and close to their hearts for centuries, we thank you. To the spirit of cacao, for your wisdom, for your nutrients, to your heart-warming nourishment, we bow to you. To the ones who serve cacao today, to the ones who encourage connection with this ancient knowledge and wisdom, to the ones who blend old worlds with new, please continue. To the ones who are drinking cacao around the world this very moment, to the ones who have found their voice, their power, their might, and to the ones who are struggling, lost and hidden, we drink especially for you. And then with your first sip, we welcome the spirit of the bean. With your second sip, really feeling, sensing, tuning into the spirit of the plant, opening to her nourishment. And with your third sip, you can tune into any sankalpa. So a sankalpa is from the yoga tradition. And this is when we feel into our heart's longing, what we most desire at a soul level, to open ourselves to the magic and the miracles. In the beautiful course I did with Puma, the word Saminjaiwe, which means magic and miracles. So as we take our third sip, just opening to magic. So this is a beautiful ceremony, and you can repeat it daily. You can save it for special occasions, maybe the new moon, the full moon. I feel when we're first working with cacao, even if we don't actually drink the physical plant, to connect with the spirit of the plant, even if you're drinking a cup of tea or a herbal tea, or you know, that you can actually call in the spirit of cacao, which is a beautiful, heart-warming, heart-expanding medicine.